It's sick. Hello. Hey, what up, Bjorn? Oh yeah, it do be the anniversary of two things, as seen in the title. The game itself, and my 1 million achievement. Unfortunately, we don't have the API to show exactly how many levels I'm at, but it's somewhere around 1.134 million, somewhere around there. So I did in fact complete 134,000 levels-ish in the past year, which isn't too bad, I'd say. Yeah, something like that. I don't have my other Switch up, but yeah. It sucks that the API has been down for like 3 days. I don't know why. But no point in having numbers on the screen if they don't update, right? So I got rid of them. For now, till they come back. You broke up with your girlfriend yesterday? What happened? Was mutual? Was there a reason for it? Seem to be avoiding you more often, so yes, you should be friends instead. Do you know why she was doing that? Didn't want to marry her anyway? Damn. All good. Probably for the best. You didn't have any long-term intentions. I'm married to the grinds. That's what I'm married to. And it can't break up with me either. Yeah, it'll get better. You found her on a dating app again? Like, already? Jesus. Like, you both made dating profiles immediately? Or do you think she already had one for a while? Was that how you first met her? Damn. The only people who I seem to connect with are people who live like over 50 miles away from me or more. Profile is identical to before you dating her. Damn, maybe she didn't change it. Maybe she just like revived it or something. Yeah, let's just say there's quite a few girls that like me, but like they all live like so far away. It's ridiculous. No one ever close, like, I can seem to connect with that lives in a reasonable distance from me. I don't know how it keeps happening, but it's happened so many times. You and her were 2 miles apart? Yeah, lucky you. Right, living in the middle of nowhere, where, like, the nearest bus stop is, like, 8 miles away. That was my life for 20 years. Oh, and you don't have a car on top of that. Try not having a car on top of that. I mean, that's how it was for me. Now I do have a car, but I still live in basically the middle of nowhere, pretty much, compared to everyone else my age. Yeah, exactly. But despite that, there's basically no one here. And there's no, like, nearby places to, you know, go on really dates with. At least that I'd find exciting. Olo, Arizona or something? What? Also, ain't no one wanna meet in 112-degree weather anyway. Let's be real. And nah, I've never heard of it. I thought you just made that up, honestly. It didn't sound like a place. There's a lot of very, 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 like, middle of nowhere places in AZ as well. Like, very rural parts of AZ that are just, like, wasteland. Well, as with most places, right? Yep. Have you memorized all of the, all of AZ? Did it cut out? I said, have you memorized all of AZ? Also, to further reinforce what I said earlier, I just matched with someone who's like 80 miles away from me. This person's actually from AZ, but like, oh my god, like still. Why does this keep happening? Name all the cities you know in AZ off the top of your head. Alright. You probably know more than I do. I barely ever go outside. I'll tell you the ones I know. Phoenix, Yuma, Lake Havasu, Gilbert, Surprise, Holbrook, Mesa, Buckeye, Sholo, Tucson, and Chandler. I don't know Holbrook, and I don't know Sholo of those. You're missing quite a few, though. Like Peoria, Glendale, Scottsdale, Tempe, Kingman. I think it was literally a town called Y. Like, why would you go there? Why? Nogales, the Arizona version versus the Mexican version. There's a neighboring city also called Nogales, but that's in Mexico. Tombstone. Yeah, I don't know Tombstone. Also, there's Sun City West. Goodyear. I think that's where they're making the new Buc-ee's. Oh yeah, Flagstaff's a good one. That's where that's nearly where the highest point of Arizona is. Humphreys Peak, although that's a mountain. Because it's like away from everything else. There's also the Grand Canyon Village, if we're talking about northern Arizona. Also never been there. And then there's a whole lot of nothing between Phoenix and Las Vegas. Can you name Washington cities? Washington state cities, not to be confused with the other Washington. Much worse? Why's that? Washington's an iconic state. I know a lot of the ones near I-5, because I kind of pretty much lived my entire life on I-5. They're similar population-wise. You think they next to each other in rank? Maybe. Although Washington's a bit more spread out. Phoenix, I mean, yeah, Arizona, it's pretty much just Phoenix as like the major population site. Seattle, while Seattle is very populated and like one of the most populated, if not the most populated city in Washington, it's very spread out where people live. It's just something about being near I-5 that's very habitable. In the eastern part of Washington, we don't talk about that place. Like, we don't talk about that place. That's the boonies over there. Like, literally, even, like, the political breakdown is, completely different on the other side of the state. I don't know, what Washington cities do you know? What do I even know? Olympia, Yakima, Spokane, Spokane Valley, Kennewick, Richmond, Tacoma, Everett, Vancouver, and Roberts, and that's it. Where's Seattle? What the hell? You forget Seattle? Oh, bro. Like, the first thing you think of when Washington is, like, you know, when you think of Washington is Seattle, right? Yeah, I mean, for me, let's see. There's those. I mean, you already said it. There's also Pullman. There's also Renton and Kent and Black Diamond and let's see, SeaTac, and there's Bellingham and there's Skagit. Um, there's Woodinville. There's Duval. There's Bothell. There's Kenmore. Um, I mean, I just kind of lived there, so I just know a lot of them. I forgot it was this game's birthday. Happy birthday to it, and you're a milestone. Thank you. I was listing off cities in Washington. I kind of lost my train of thought, though. Just trying to think of SeaTac on top of my head. Couldn't name it. More people know it as like an airport than a place to live, but I think it's also just a city. Because it's like between Seattle and Tacoma. Yeah, there's also Bellevue. How could I forget about Bellevue? There's Redmond, you know, where all the game companies are, and Microsoft. There's Kirkland, you know, you've seen your Kirkland brands, right? That's where like the head of Costco is, I think, which is where Kirkland comes from, like the Kirkland brands. Also, like literally the best wings place ever. No, Kirkland is in Washington. That's like the head of. I'm pretty sure that's the head of Costco. Yeah, maybe. I mean, just like how there's billions of Springfields. There's not a Springfield, though, in Washington or Arizona, to my knowledge. There could be. It might be niche, though. I don't think I've seen one in either state. Oh, yeah, it's kind of a wasteland out here. Not a whole lot of life. People die in the desert. I mean, like, trying to, like, you know, migrate north from Mexico. We're kind of known for that. This level. But yeah, pretty much I've spent my whole life on the West Coast for the most part. So like, yeah, like the West is just the home to me. So of course I know pretty much most of it. You know, I've even had folks live in Oregon and California. So I'm just very familiar with the West. Hey, Washington City, you don't know? Oh, I knew all of them. I guess I'm not as familiar with Richland of those, but other than that, no, I know where all of those are. Yakima is third biggest city in the U.S., starting with Y. Weird observation. I went to Yakima for a track meet, and it was like cold as fuck. Well, it was cold because it was windy. And then at the end, we went and ate Dick's, the famous Dick's burgers in Seattle, as like a victory thing. Like if you go to Seattle, you gotta eat some Dick's, man. They have some good burgers. It's a Seattle thing. Yeah, fuck around with the music for a second. Holbrook and Sholo are the biggest cities in Navajo County, assuming I don't know them. Yeah, I've never been to Navajo County. You know, the weird timey-wimey place where you change your clocks like 7 times. Just like, make it let go. Yeah, if it's, I think, summer, or non-winter, I should say, you change your clock 7 times when you drive through the Navajo Nation. Or something like that. It's ridiculous. I mean, if you study maps, you probably have seen that anomaly. Oh yeah. I don't know the names of the actual cities, because I don't plan on going there anytime soon. But yeah, to me, the northeast part of the state is kind of similar to the entire east part of, the entire northeast part of, Arizona to me, is very similar to the to the eastern half of Washington. Like, kind of the boonies, you know, no one really goes there. What's with eastern parts of states and just, like, no one wanting to go there ever? At least in the West. Like, I think it's like that for Washington, Oregon, California, and Arizona. All on the eastern half of each state. No one goes there. All the population centers are in the West. Not Nevada? Well, no one goes in anywhere but Las Vegas in Nevada. And, like, I don't know, like, Carson City, or not Carson City, Reno? Not even Carson City. Reno. Reno and Vegas. And that's the only 2 places that people go in Nevada. Not even Reno as much as Vegas, though. Vegas is, like, the point to go to in Nevada. Also, that's the only place I've been in Nevada. I wouldn't really call it the eastern part. I'd more associate it with the southern part. I mean, it's pretty much as close to the western border of the state as it is to the eastern. Like, if we're not talking about, like, you know, the halfway point. I'm talking about the most eastern point of the state versus, like, immediately west of it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Also, weirdly enough, do we even call Nevada, like, the West? Doesn't feel like it as much as the other states. Even Arizona, ironically, that's more eastern than Nevada, feels like it's just part of the West. Just because of, I don't know, time zone weirdness. Oh yeah, I don't remember. Is Nevada in the Pacific time zone or not? It's so weird. Or is it mountain? I think it's Pacific. Yeah, I don't remember changing my clock when I went to Nevada, so that's probably the case. Yeah, but no one goes to Tucson as much as like Phoenix. There's not a lot to do in Tucson, honestly. Like, there's a university there, I guess, but I don't know. I went to Tucson and never been to Phoenix. Yeah, but why? What's there in Tucson? Went on a rant? I mean, there's plenty of ranches in Phoenix. Don't know. Alright. National park? Yeah, maybe. I don't think I've really visited any national parks, though. Not that I remember. Just a bunch of cactuses laying for a national park, yeah. I mean, I have plenty of cactuses near where I live, so... Cacti. Yeah, why are you calling it cactuses? It's cacti. Check something real quick. Okay, we're good. You know what I just realized? Nevada's the Twitch logo. Isn't that kind of funny? Nevada is in the shape of, or the Twitch logo is in the shape of Nevada. which is where TwitchCon 2023 was, by the way. Actually, it's like the shape of that, like backwards. Yeah, I was about to say it's backwards. Like, what a weird design. Oh, what a great way to get into soft lock there. Wonderful. Who lives in Circle City? What the hell is Circle City? Looking for remote as hell Phoenix suburb? No. I don't know where that is. I say I don't know where that is, and then I look on a map, and I've literally passed through that place before. That's how remote it is. Because it was on the way to Vegas. But, like, no one knows the names of, like, the towns you're traveling through, because, like, the population is, like, 10. Like, are they even cities? I like how it says it's Circle City, but then, like, it's like a triangle, a right triangle, the boundaries. But the roads kind of look circular. I don't know, it kind of looks cool if you look at it on a map. It's like a right angle triangle, and then there's a circle in the middle of it, and that's the city. The boundaries is the right triangle because of the roads. And the highway, that's the perpendicular line. I mean, the hypotenuse. And then within it is a circle. Circle City looks like a, I don't know, like a Breath of the Wild place that some game dev drew. Guinness World Record there, probably. Unless someone else did that. Lives in Cave Creek? I don't know where that is either. Oh, it does appear on the map pretty quickly when you zoom in to the Phoenix Metro. What's up, S. Jirachi X2? How's it going? Crazy at 940,000 at Endless. You have 1.3k. Oh yeah. I mean, we got 60,000, well, less than that to go to hit 1 mil on this. Colony? I thought you said county. I was like, yeah, I do live in Maricopa County, not Colony. But most of the state lives in Maricopa County. I think there's also just a city named Maricopa. We're gonna play Endless on normal. You have more fun that way. You got 5,100 players right now, just under 1,300 players left for each run. Nice. Yeah, I just prefer going fast, so I like easy just because you go fast and you get a lot done. The puzzle isn't like how hard the levels are themselves, but it's like trying to go as fast as possible. It's like the challenge of it, and optimizing what levels you gotta play. Too simple for you, too many refreshing levels, yeah. Is what it is. Who knows, maybe next game I tackle normal instead of easy. I just don't want to deal with stubborn people at the top of easy in the next game. Maybe expert is the play. Expert seems like the least miserable out of like going for rank 1. Yeah, so what? They've never caught up to me. I just won't let them. Yeah, the guy literally plays like 14 hours a day. I'm not even joking about that. Like 14 to 15 hours. But he only gets 400 done per day. Whereas it only takes me about 5 to 6 hours to do the same amount of levels that he does in 14. So, not really a threat to me, but I like also playing other video games, so it just kind of works out for me. That I get to do that, and pretty much he doesn't. So I'd be miserable if I were him. He's not even making money out of this. I'm streaming. Which is why I'm like, why is he still doing this? Yeah, I don't really understand his name either, other than like he matched the keyboard with his face or something. Let's beat one of my levels on normal. That was mine too, but there are many people pretending to be me. What level do I have that's normal difficulty? I do have a lot of imposters for some reason, but I think that's just happens in any video game that has, public rank 1 leaderboards and stuff. People who pretend to be you for some reason. I don't know. Usually it's just like kids. No, I'm not gonna lie, when I was like 10 years old, me and a couple friends once talked about what it would be like if we like hacked the top 3 people in RuneScape and had their usernames and how famous we'd be. Obviously, we never did that, but, I remember that was a discussion. Then turns out, years later, I didn't need any hacking, I just became the rank 1 in my own game. Not RuneScape, but this game instead. Well, I was already the rank 1 in Maple Story for a niche category, but that predates Mario Maker. I'm not anymore though. I'm an extra rank 1 in that game. What really got on your nerves about 3 weeks ago was the bronze medal on SE. You get it with 15 clears and you only manage 20. your next shift to let you drink? Did they not let you drink? I mean, yeah. If there were a said girlfriend that controlled my life in that way, I would just like immediately not have them be my girlfriend. I'm too much of a free spirit to want to be controlled by anyone. Remember when the super expert bronze medal was only 4 clears though? Like it was pretty easy to get a bronze medal in super expert. So that was like the first year the game came out, and everyone sucked. Did not let you drink, which sucks because you cuddle with her once drunk. It's the best time ever. Guess you could have just not told her that you were. Also, why did that matter so much to her for what you did? It sounds very toxic that she didn't let you do what you wanted to do. Controlling. And a lot of tips from Blue X2, which is why you have X2 in your username, Rafa. Ryan, what you keep in mind so you can get these. Oh, for Super Expert? Got drink at the Mario movie sequel, and she freaked out so much that she got her brother to drive her home. What the hell? Yeah, that wasn't even too long ago. Dude, I didn't even go to see the Mario movie in theaters. I honestly just watched it on, I watched it on at home drunk. That's for Essie. Although I did watch it with a girl though, but it's not like someone I was dating. Her brother was not there, by the way. He drove 10 minutes to pick her up. Damn. Be honest, we're happy with 20. Yeah, I'm averting trying to even get the bronze medals in categories. I could easily get the bronze medal in like first clears, for example, but I just don't want it because I just want gold ribbons. Because anything else just uglifies their profile, so I just avoid those. You can drive home. Brother drove all of us. Dang. Meanwhile, I'm pretty fine with driving home if I've had 2 or less drinks, and I don't feel tipsy at all when that happens. Usually I drink, like, you know, some sort of light beer or something when I'm out and about. And, never have I ever gotten a DUI, nor have felt, like, drunk while driving. Don't do that. I know when to, like, not drink, by the way. Whenever I want to get really drunk, I just do it at home. I also drink really slowly. Like, I'm drinking right now, but usually it takes me, like, I don't know, like, an hour to get through a single can of beer. Well, most people are sober when they drive, but you're more likely, percentage-wise, to cause an accident if you're drunk. So I don't think that's a fair statistic. Yeah, we're talking about like raw numbers instead of proportions. In that case, my level has the second most booze out of all super expert levels. Does it mean it's the second worst level in the game? No. By the way, that coming from me, the level that has the most booze in the entire game has the most likes in the entire game, which is why I say that. Now my level does not have the second most likes in the entire game, but for super expert, I do think it's funny. But no, don't drink and drive. Bottom line. Fortunately for me, there are several bars that I can walk to if I want to get pissed drunk. Although getting pissed drunk also costs money too. Actually, I say several, but there's really only one I can think of, and it's like a Mexican restaurant. Well, yeah, I live in the middle of nowhere, yes, but I can also walk to a bar, or a few bars. But in comparison to everyone else in the area, yeah, it is kind of still in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. No, but I used to live more in the middle of nowhere than you did, though. Because I couldn't do that in the previous place where I lived. Well, technically I could bike there, but it would take forever to get there. It'd take like an hour and a half to get to a place where I could... not even a bar, just a Subway restaurant. It would take me an hour and a half to bike there. And you can't even get drunk there. Minutes from Chick-fil-A walking. I'm thinking I've never been to a Chick-fil-A, but like, isn't that like just like you know, a standard restaurant? You can't really like, there's no bar or anything like that. Or is there a bar? Yes. Is there a bar or no? When you say yes. Oh, the closest restaurant. No bar. Hmm. Yeah, closest bar, like I said, is a Mexican restaurant for me. I've only been there like twice. But yeah, the bar, I mean, it's not really full of like 20 or 30-year-olds, let's just say that. Had the game since 2019, took a 6-year break since 2025, or until December 2025. We have a few players on normal, 5,110 so far. Hey, that's more than me for normal. Although, fun fact, I have more expert than normal. Although, with that said, I only have 10 in normal, which is really shows you that I'm just not really trying that hard for normal. Nice. I think literally the first time I tried expert, I got like 17. I never played it again. Now that doesn't prevent me from playing expert levels. I still have hot levels that I can go through. I want to play expert levels, but I just don't do it endless. Or detailed search. Although detailed search is a slog and no one ever does it anymore because it's so slow with how many levels are in the game now. Detailed search used to be the meta for how you get world records back in the day, but now it's just like unbearably slow. And now hot levels is much better for that. Yeah, that's one of the weird quirks of this game being old, is like, you know, the meta changes because the more levels that get added, the slower detailed search becomes. $1,221 now, nice. Oh yeah, you mentioned Blue X2, by the way. He does frequently lurk in my streams. Whenever I'm just like playing endless, which is most of the time I'm streaming. Yo, what's up, Agony? How's it going? Holes 12, 11, and 10 are starting to get really annoying. You just won bronze. This one you would run easy and get the 10 million title streams with 10 million power-ups at the end. Oh, that still exists. It's never gone away. No grind easy anymore? Gotcha. All good. Got to 1,167 and got so bored. Yeah. It's not for everyone. Yeah, I hate. I think most people hate normal more than easy because at least easy is kind of fun to speedrun sometimes. Like, you can't really do that with normal. Normal is just like, you know, you can't speedrun it and it's not hard enough. So it's like, so like, yeah, I don't know what to say about normal. So people have to like invent challenges for it, like no death normal, or like Iron Bros. They had to liven up, you know, that category by making challenges. Endless Easy has always been like a speedrun centric category though. It's the one that makes the most sense for speedrunning. I don't have sound cues on, so I have to wait exactly 9 seconds. No. I'm out of there. That's a weird level to do when you can't hear the game. But yeah, the name of the game with Endless Easy is Skip Optimization. I think normal is way better than easy after 1,300 players. It got too boring for you. And like, we don't play this level. We skip it. It's a minute and 30 seconds long. Get that out of my face. It's more reasonable, 8 seconds. Yeah, when you've played 1,000,000 levels plus, you've seen it all at this point. Trust me. Speaking about skip optimization, we do have, I mean, if you're familiar with Bluex too, we have this little thing I do as well, sometimes, if I can, which I did flawlessly there. I don't know if he still does it or not, but I do it. Yeah, didn't get it. Just find advanced tech more fun. That is advanced tech. It's a frame perfect trick. And you can get world records out of it too. You can literally break the game and get a world record you're probably not supposed to out of it, which is funny. Under very specific circumstances though. Because technically when you do that glitch, you finish the level a frame earlier than you're supposed to, interestingly enough. However, that only really applies if you walk into the goal rather than have to jump onto like the flagpole base. Like for example, I just jumped on the flagpole base, so it didn't really benefit me there. That was a late reply to the last message. Oh, gotcha. Well, well, that's what I'm saying though. Easy Endless does technically have its advanced tech. It does have its advanced tech. I still go for corner boosts whenever I'm trying to get a world record on the fly as well. I don't think you really go for corner boosts that much in Super Expert. That's kind of more of an easy thing. But that's more of like a world record thing than anything. Yeah, I just got the glitch again. Yeah, uploading this week level. You're at weekly ranked lists. Wait, what? What's going on? and when they lose points for uploading new level. Surprisingly, for Yakimo, I haven't really grinded him, and he's been like around low 900s in the same 163,000, or even upper 800s. So kind of stagnant, I guess. I haven't also gained that many world records as well, because I've been busy playing MapleStory. I'm still more concerned about the whole total clears thing, though. But, hey, if I really need it, I have access to free clears and he doesn't. He's not at 1 million total clears now. He just hit 900,000, and now he just hit 910,000. That's the concerning thing. From the distance, from the time it took him to go from 900k to 910k. I haven't in the past few days, no. Also kind of sucks if the API is down. I'd be more motivated if the API was up. Also, I got busy with MapleStory, as I usually get. It's usually a friend needs my help in Maple, and then I spend a whole bunch of time helping him, and yeah. Because I can't resist helping people for some reason, I guess. It's maybe a strength and a weakness I have. I will say part of the reason I haven't been playing that much Mario Maker in the past few days is because of Nexon's fuck ups, Maple Story, that sort of thing. And they really fucked up quite a bit recently. They had some interesting server maintenance bugs that had occurred. And then some very bad compensations. When people lost their resources for an advertised event that wasn't actually happening. It was kind of goofy. Which, in the server that wasn't mine that I was playing, actually cost real money. But for our server, the one I'm in, is more of like a free-to-play server. And yeah, it didn't cost real money, fortunately, but still, 5 grand in a row, yeah, it happens. There's nice level. Breaks that streak. Wow, the only option was to die there? That sucks. Two skips in a row? Yeah, it happens when you get shit levels. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be back in like 60 seconds. I'm just gonna go pee. It takes too long. Yeah, we're good. We're good. What the hell is that flag? I don't think I've seen that before. Is that Turkey? Look at that flag. Good night. Alright, have a good one. Do you see the flag though? Damn, yeah. You don't see Turkey flag that often. If ever. Usually, there's 46 countries that have representation of 5 or more players, and Turkey's not one of them. So this is a rare level. Okay, I think that's my time for tonight. People are slowly trickling out, so I think I should do the same. Thanks, all, I appreciate it.